freedom of God, this is the kingdom of God. And whether you're free or you're born, this is where we all belong. I know that we are the sons, I know that we have been called. Let everything under the sun sing to the King on the throne.
It goes on and says, he who receives the seed in stony places, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy, yet it has no root in himself. He endures only for a while. For when tribulation and persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Okay, I call this one an emotional response to kingdom. Okay, this is a funny one. And honestly, this one's probably going to mean more to you than the last one did. Because, just be honest, it's easy to submit to the word when nothing's contesting it. Right? It's easy to turn your other cheek to your offender when you're not offended. It's easy to say that he's a healer when you're not sick. It's easy to say that you're full of mercy when no one ticked you off. Right? But the only time that it matters is when you're no longer emotionally charged by the last encounter that you had, and you actually have to put rubber to the road when you don't want to. Right? Emotional Christianity will forever be a counterfeit to the authentic because you only function as good as you feel. Okay, do you understand why this is a problem? It's really easy to cry at this altar when the music's loud and the smoke's on and there's 15 people around you praying, but what happens when you wake up anxious and depressed and you have to go demonstrate heaven to your family? Okay? You've got two messages. You've got a word. Listen, I mean, I don't mean to minimize the experience, but I do want you to see that you have authority to choose a different experience. Right? If you are the Son of God, I don't live by the devil's what ifs. Right? How much of anxiety is just what ifs? I live by what is written. I understand the Word of God. So I have to get out. Listen, okay, this is the other side of this. I don't want you to stay away from emotional Christianity because God gave you a mind that responds to Him emotionally. So if you turn into a reduced pile of tears because of His presence, don't try to make that not happen. Okay, but don't make that the only time that it's easy to submit to the Word. Okay, we steer our cars into the other ditches. We go to a service and everybody's crying and some people are like manifesting weird things and other people are like shaking. You're like, that's fake. It's probably not. It's their soul's response to the presence of God, and it's absolutely fine, just as long as when that's happening isn't the only time that you're okay submitting to the Word. John, the Revelator. How many of you know when and where he wrote the book of Revelation? Somebody give it to me. Patmos. 68 AD. How many people were hanging out with John on Patmos? Zero. None, right? No church service, no food. He said, but I got in the Spirit on the Lord's Day. John had church by himself. Yep. While he was in process of a slow, painful execution. You hear me? It wasn't during church service. It wasn't at Fire on the 5th. It wasn't when the lights were on and the elders were praying. It was after he had been tossed in a cauldron of boiling oil and he refused to die. And they booted him to an island by himself that hopefully he would die of starvation and just time. Didn't happen either. But what I can tell you is there was no reason for that man to be emotionally charged to submit to the Word, but instead, he got the clearest glimpse of heaven any human has ever had because he chose not to live by his emotions, but to live by it is written.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe button and make sure to share this video with all of your friends. If you have any interest in finding out where Legacy Church is or watching this whole message, you can find the link in the description below.
This is the freedom of God, this is the kingdom of God. And whether you're free or you're born, this is where we all belong.